All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's edition of the Fight Council meeting for Fight Underground. I am the fight director and the head of the Fight Council, Paul Atlas. And as we have done in past weeks, I have several members of the Fight Council with me here tonight to discuss everything and anything that has been Fight Underground over the past week, as well as looking to the week ahead in Fight Underground. First thing I want to do, though, is I want to talk about, as we went off the air last week, we had a challenger reveal, and that challenger was John Roden. John Roden now coming to the Underground. So what I'm going to do, like I've done every week, I want to get some thoughts from the council members on what this means, having John Roden coming into the Underground. And I'm going to start with a man who's seen him probably the most out of all of us. Justin Idle is with us this week, as he has been in weeks past. Justin, give us your thoughts on this huge signing for Fight Underground.
John Roden is without a doubt one of the biggest stars on the East Coast today. This might be, in my opinion and in my heart, the biggest signing Fight Underground has made. This is incredible. Much higher than the Rev. The Rev is okay. Roden is incredible. Incredible. I cannot wait, as long as he's not in the ring with me, to see what he does to the competition.
Well, I mean, that could be arranged to get him in the ring with you if you really want to, Justin. I mean, come on now. I mean, big stuff on the lines for one cool cat here.
I'm still in recovery.
Okay. So it might be another year or two before we see you back in the ring.
Yeah, maybe, possibly. I already fulfilled my match contract.
So, yeah, I have to agree with you on that one, though. John Roden, the Rev is the Rev, and he is one of our biggest and brightest young stars. But John Roden, he is slightly above the talent today here. On the East Coast, he's all over the place, as the Rev is. Bubba Brewer is also joining us here again this week. Bubba, your thoughts on Big John Roden and Fight Underground?
Well, I'm going to hate to admit this, guys, but I have to agree with Justin, except for the Rev part. Let me finish. Thank you. Except for the Rev part, and when he and Rev get in the ring, that is going to be a Fight Underground classic. So that is the biggest signing that we have right now. It's overwhelming. So I have to agree with Justin on that, except for the Rev part. But that match, okay, thumbs down. Thank you. So yeah, Paul, that's what I'm going to go with. Great signing, and that just proves, Paul, that these great wrestlers are coming to Fight Underground and want to be signed by Fight Underground.
That is indeed, as we've stated before, Fight Underground is the place to be, and you can tell when week in and week out when we release these challengers, they just keep getting bigger and better each and every time. Stacy Hunter is on the line with us again tonight. Stacy, your thoughts on John Roden going underground?
Well, I hate to add to Justin's ego, but I have to agree with him. This is a huge signing. We have some amazing talent here in Fight Underground, but he is a step or two above everybody else. Huge signing for us.
All right, very good. Stacy Hunter, thank you once again for joining us this week. Dash Bennett back for another appearance here on the council meeting. And Dash, I'm going to get your thoughts on the John Roden signing.
Man, what a coup by Fight Underground to pick this guy up. I'll echo the sentiments of my fellow council members. And honestly, if there was a guy that was built, that was made, that was bred for this type of organization, for this type of environment, it's John Roden. The guy's big, nasty. He's a fighter, and he's going to go right to the top here, no doubt.
All right, very good. A lot of times I depend on my council members for a lot of this stuff. I've seen some clips of John Roden. I have to admit I have not seen a lot of John Roden, but when it was presented that he was thinking of going underground, I went to my council members and I said, what do you think? I don't have a lot of knowledge on him. I want to get a lot of knowledge on this guy from what I've heard from each and every one of our council members, not just the ones on here with us tonight, but also some of the ones that are that are in the background that know of John Roden. So this is going to be one heck of an addition to Fight Underground. And I kind of want to see Rev and Roden go one-on-one. That's exactly what I want to see in Fight Underground. I think we're going to have to try to get that match together in the real near future. So we're going to move on from that whole thing, and we're going to start to talk a little bit about the week that was. And
I got nothing, Paul. Very
Justin
disappointed.
No, I
Idol,
want to hear what
as we
Bubba
had
has to say. I want to hear. I want to hear Bubba eat that crow.
Well,
Yeah.
oh, thanks, Dash. Yeah, it was very heartbreaking, to actually eat my words. But I was close, guys. I will say this: that Zeke Mercer put on one hell of a fight and almost shut Justin up, and it just didn't happen. And I have to admit that Justin, won that match, and I'm sure he's breaking some bubbly, and he's thumbs up and all that stuff, but he's still a notch below the Rev, and I'm still doing that. If I had to rank everything right now, Justin would be number 2, even though he had that victory. Yeah. Hey, I like your little paint job in the back. It's awesome.
1 and 0. Woo!
Yeah. It's been a crappy week now.
Yeah,
I am the number 1 ranked wrestler in the Fight Underground. Thank you.
And of course, we are talking about the match that was this week, that match between young Zeke Mercer and our own council member, One Cool Cat, Justin Idol. We saw the pre-fight segment this week. We saw the match itself, which, as we are, Justin won. So, and then
So
some unique, well, the post-fight press conference was a little bit unique, I have to say.
Oh, that was terrible, Paul. That was terrible.
I've never seen anybody interview themselves like that. It was. I'm glad I wasn't in the room. That's all I got to say about that.
I am a man of many talents, Paul. I can interview, I can ref, I can wrestle, I can do it all.
All right, I'll remember that next time the ring needs set up.
No, but
Stacy, save me here. Give your rundown on this match.
Well, I just seen the match right before we went on the air. I didn't have a chance to watch before. And from what I seen, Justin got his ass kicked a lot during the match. It was kind of the same situation as with the Rev, where he beat himself. You just come out of nowhere and beat him. So I'm not going with a number 2 on you just yet. I'll go with a 3.
Did you just call me a number 2? That's
No, I called
unacceptable.
you 3.
That's disrespect.
I just gave number 2, Stacy, because I took Zeke and he lost. That's the only reason why he got number 2.
I'm going to tell you what, Zeke Mercer did put on one hell of a performance against Justin Idol. There's no two ways about that. Dash Bennett, let's get your rundown on the match.
I said last week that Zeke Mercer, in my opinion, was the most underrated wrestler in the Pittsburgh area. And he really showed a lot. He showed a lot of fire. He showed a lot since the 7 months that I was in the ring with him. I think that being under the tutelage of Boomer Payne has certainly helped him. I think he's come a long way, but I think he still has a lot longer to go. He showed a lot of fire. He had a lot of hunger. He wanted it. But in the end, Justin's just that good. He's a veteran. He's savvy. He found an opening. He took it, and that's why he's 1-0.
It's rather peculiar that Boomer isn't here tonight. I wonder why.
Wow. I knew he was. I knew he was going to be insufferable tonight.
Well, if I can do anything, I'm going to petition down the road very, very soon, sometime for a rematch. I'll petition for that. I'll take that account.
I definitely think young Zeke Mercer deserves a rematch. He put on a performance. Justin, you've got to admit the kid was a little more than you thought he was.
It only matters who won the match, Paul. That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
I agree completely. Take it from someone who made a career out of getting his ass kicked, but then coming out with that win. That win's all that matters. I got to side with Justin here. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm not going to disagree. We've stated it week in and week out that what matters in Fight Underground is wins and losses. And yes, Justin got that all-important win this week, and young Zeke Mercer is, behind the 8 ball here at 0-1. He's going to have to go back to the drawing board. Boomer's going to have to get back in the lab with him, and he's going to have to get himself signed to another match here real soon and see what he can do. So I don't believe I'm going to do this, but he is on the council, and each and every week we ask the council members, Justin, go ahead, tell us what you thought of your match.
Well, what I thought of the match was, after watching it and studying it, that Justin Idol is incredible. To watch him in the ring it's like watching a Harry Potter movie. There's magic everywhere. Everywhere. I cannot wait to see him wrestle again, but not against somebody like Zeke Mercer. What a waste of time that would be. Let's put him in the ring with someone incredible. Like Bubba says, the Rev. Really, I can shut up. Yeah, that's okay. What I really want you actually to hear is I want each one of you guys to say, and the winner of the match, Justin Idol. Go ahead. I'll wait.
No.
Go ahead.
Nah, that's not happening. That's not happening.
I got my garbage can right here because I feel like puking right now over the last 2 minutes of Justin on the show.
Hey,
Well,
he won the match. He deserves those bragging rights.
I know
I'm
he
all
does.
for it.
I know, and I got to take it because I got to eat crow because I took Zeke. But just creating the cool cat monster that we see before us, oh my God, does it piss me off. And it's been a bad day as it is. But just to hear Justin, you remind me of the Wrath of Khan when that thing is in Chekhov's head when Khan puts it in at the beginning of the movie. That's what you remind me of right now.
I don't even know how to react to that.
I don't know either. I'm just so mad. It is what it is.
Yeah, Bubba's way off the rails here tonight. This really got to you, Bubba. But I mean, hey, Justin's saying he wants some other competition. Like I said earlier, we had the biggest signing in Fight Underground. How about John Roden? What do you think about that, Just?
Hey, I think that's we'll talk about it.
I'm taking anybody that you get against him, Paul. That'll be my mission in Fight Underground. Would be anybody besides Justin. Anybody but Justin. Slogan. That is my slogan. Maybe I.
What's wrong with Justin? He won the match. What's wrong with that?
He didn't. First off, Dash, he didn't even let me get a question in at the press conference. I didn't get anything in. Nothing.
I thought he was asking plenty of great questions himself.
Yeah, I had it covered. Do you see this poll going on right now in the chat? 78% of people say they were impressed with Zeke Mercer. So what's that mean? That means 22% were only impressed with me. That's ridiculous.
The people have spoken.
Stupid people. They're stupid. You're all stupid too. And you know what? Wait a minute. I have something for you. Because I figured this is the kind of treatment I would get. So I wrote you guys a poem. And if you'll just wait a minute. Excuse me.
80%, Justin.
Oh, forget you all. And the poem begins. I told you all that I would win, much to your chagrin. Some may call me a hero, because now I am 1-0. I have proven that I am not a has-been, like so many of you here within. Paul with his hairline, Dash with his gut. Stacy, you're okay. Bubba, just go away. You all had a chance to sincerely wish me luck, but you didn't. And truth be told, I really don't give a...
All right.
Whoa.
You ruined my poem!
That was a disaster piece.
We're PG-14 here, brother. We can't go that far.
I was going to say darn. I really don't give a darn. Don't ruin my promo. God, ruin everything. You ruined everything. Why do you ruin everything?
Hey, I was on your side up until the poem.
Well, there you go. So with that, I think with Dash's vote, it might be up to 85%.
I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's move on.
I bet you by the end of the show, it's at 100%.
Shut up, Bubba. Go away.
Never.
Why are you here every week?
Because
Justin,
they asked me.
What?
have you checked outside today? I mean, no, everything's, there's nothing going on out there. I mean, did you get that alarm system hooked up?
I did.
Very good.
I did. But they didn't have enough sensors for every window. These stupid deals, they give you like 1 door sensor and 2 window sensors. I got like 8 windows. What the heck? Stupid. Oh.
Maybe he'll pick one of the ones with the sensors, whoever that was last week.
I don't know. I swear, if another video surfaces today, okay. Now you've officially ruined my celebration. Let's just move on.
I'm just trying to watch your back, man. I mean, whoever that was, they sounded pretty upset with you last week. So I'm just trying to make sure everything's okay.
It's not even Halloween. It's stupid.
I mean, you're here with us every week. You're on Inside Out. I mean, how would we replace you?
You couldn't. It's not possible. I'm irreplaceable. Irreplaceable.
Okay. I don't know what to say to that.
This is a rough one, Paul.
Moving on.
It is. They're going to move on here slightly. So anyway, that was the week that was in Fight Underground this week. So we're going to kind of put that behind us now. Justin's got his win, and we're going to move on with life here. What I want to move on to, but first, before we do, we're going to go into our Headlock On segment here in a second. But what I want to do right now is the gentleman who is the subject of Headlock On this week. All I can say is he and I had a little talk beforehand. So if we can roll that footage there, we'll see exactly what went down.
Paul, are you serious? I've been waiting for my invitation. I even sent you a video. But I just wanted one opportunity, so just one. That's it.
One opportunity.
One opportunity.
That friggin' debacle you had, you want one opportunity. You want me to put you in Fight Underground.
Yes, we all went to losing. Okay, that was embarrassing, without a doubt. You're absolutely right. Let me redeem myself. So I'm asking, one shot, that's it.
You want a shot?
Yes, sir, one shot.
You got your shot.
Thank you.
You broke in next week.
It's all I ever wanted was a shot.
All right, and as you can see, young Vance Strader trying to make his case for Fight Underground. Much to my dismay, I did offer him the invitation, but I want to talk about this kid just a little bit. He was a product of the Wild Smoke Training School as well as Quinn Magnum, but I've got to state this as explicitly as I can. His indoctrination into the business was probably one of the biggest embarrassments that I've ever seen in my life. I'm not going to go into details on it. I'm sure a lot of people have saw it, but this kid's trying to say that he is on the caliber of Fight Underground. So never let it be said that Paul Atlas is not a man of opportunity. So Vance Strader will get his opportunity in Fight Underground. Bubba, I know you witnessed what I'm talking about, so I want to get your thoughts on this kid. I gave him the invitation, so he's going to get the shot. We'll clear that out of the way right now. So, but I want to get your opinion on this.
Well, Paul. I mean, he did ask, and you're very, becoming and actually giving him that invitation. He's a big guy. I don't know a lot about his background, okay, but I know he's a big guy. Okay, you gave him an opportunity. He could be one and done. Okay, and yeah, that was a situation where he wanted to, ask you, and you gave him the invitation. So let's see now how he can be in Fight Underground. If he's not worth it, you know where he's going, Paul. So.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Bubba. Again, let it not be said that Fight Underground is the land of opportunity. There's no two ways about that. Stacy Hunter, I'm going to bring you in here right now. Vance Strader, I don't know if you had an opportunity to witness his indoctrination into this business or not. If you know
I
about what I'm
did.
talking about. Okay, so shoot it straight, Stace. Shoot it straight.
Jesus Christ, I've seen train wrecks that were better than that, okay? That should just be wiped off the internet forever. That poor kid. I'm praying to God the opportunity he has here in Fight Underground will at least erase that in some people's memory. And let's see if he can do better here.
All right. Dash Bennett, I'm going to bring you in on the conversation. I don't know if you know exactly what we're talking about or not. I know a
Oh,
lot
I
of people
do.
a lot of people in the Pittsburgh area saw it. I guess I want to be fair as far as people in Fight Underground. I want the best talent. Don't get me wrong, but you got to admit some of the Wild Smill and Training School. Come on now, you would think. So what do you think?
I saw it, and I spoke very publicly about what I thought about it. And I'm a little torn. I'm more torn one way than another. I will say this: as awful as that was, not only his contribution but the product as a whole, we still gave a second chance to someone else that was a part of that. You know who I'm talking about. So I think that in the interest of fairness, he may deserve a chance at redemption. However, in my opinion, I think it's too little, too late. This went down a number of months ago. Where has he been this entire time? I think he's maybe commented on it once or twice since then. I mean, he seems persistent, but he's not as persistent as he should be if he's trying to get with the best of the best here and Fight Underground. And that's the thing. Had this happened when that first aired and he asked, hey, give me my chance of redemption, I'd like to be a part of Fight Underground, our roster was pretty small at that point. There was probably room to give him that second chance. Since then, the Fight Underground roster has blown up with talent. And I don't mean to sound like an asshole, but what does he have to offer to the table at this point? Paul, you said it before. He's an unproven fighter. I mean, to me, he doesn't have anything to offer to the Fight Council and to Fight Underground. Now, you gave him that opportunity, so we're going to see what he has to offer. But if he doesn't bring it, in my opinion, he doesn't deserve to be here.
Okay, well, and that's why we do this each and every week, especially with the talent that's coming in and out. I mean, everybody on this council has multiple years of experience, and you are my go-to people. So Justin Idle, I'm going to get your thoughts on this entire Vance Strader situation.
To be perfectly honest, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. So I'm just going to give you a biased opinion. What I want to know is, okay, piggybacking off of what Dash said, he said, where's he been the last few months in between said incident and now? What I want to know is he one of those wrestlers that betters himself in the off season? Does he go to the gym constantly? Is his diet good? Is he going to be someone worth our time? Should we take a shot on him? Or is he just another one of those guys that wrestles and eats McDonald's every day till his next match? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, because I don't know much about him. I mean, we give a lot of guys and girls a shot, but it depends. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, how is his character? And I guess the only way to find that out for sure, I guess, is to give him a shot.
Okay. Like I said, I think part of the reasons behind my giving him that invitation is, and we're not trying to bury the guy. I mean, he's a young kid. It was his first opportunity. He jumped on it. It wound up being a big mistake, But again, like I had mentioned, Wild Smill and Training School, Alpha, Pops, Samu, they don't take slackers. I know that for a fact. I've been in the ring with Samu. I've been up at that training center, and the best of the best do come out of there. I mean, we're talking WWE stars. That's who they train. Our own Quinn Magnum had a hand in training this kid. Again, he jumped on an opportunity that maybe he should have passed up on. So that's kind of why I said, let's see what he's got. Let's see if he's willing to go the extra mile to get away from that mistake and become what Fight Underground is all about and what we need in Fight Underground. So that's kind of where I was going with this in offering him that invitation. So right now, this opportunity, I'm going to tell you straight up, fans, if you're out there listening, and you should be, this is your opportunity to win or lose. This is your opportunity to make the best of, or you can go back to wherever it was you came from, because we do not tolerate that kind of stuff here in Fight Underground. We've talked about a lot of different things that Fight Underground's not going to put up with, but one thing we're definitely not going to put up with is a lack of talent in our roster, because our roster is jam packed with talent. I'm going to kind of go off the rail here a little bit. I didn't say we were going to talk about this earlier, but I am. Because speaking of that, I want to give a shout out. Justin, you hosted the Inside Out show this past week. And I have to say, much like when we talked with Stacy and the women, there was a lot of good information for people out there. If any of you did not see that show, you want to go back and watch Inside Out from this past Sunday. We talked about the hurdles that people of color have had in the professional wrestling business. Justin, like I said, you kind of led that charge, and you were hosting that show. So give us a little input into, what went down into getting that show together, and give a little history for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. And like I said, if you haven't, please go to our social media and watch it. So Justin, go ahead and give us a little synopsis on that.
All right. Well, as a lot of you saw, we did a segment, as you said, Paul, about with the women and the hardships that they've had coming up in the wrestling world, and just thinking and coming up with ideas for that show, Inside Out on Sunday. As a lot of us know, Brandon could not be there, so we were trying to think of unique ways to make the show, a little different. And it popped in our head, women aren't the only ones that have had a difficult time. Many different people of color have as well, in the real world and in the wrestling world. So we did a show. It was, who was on the council? Not the council, but the panel that night was Kingdom James, Ronnie, Big Bang, Ronnie Nicole. We had Crosshairs Kelly. We had Christian Noir, and I believe that was it. But there was a lot of good. We had some others lined up, but they just couldn't. It didn't work out too well. It was almost like a last minute thing. But a lot of good information came of it. They talked about a lot of good different stories or different experiences that they've gone through in the wrestling world. It also transitioned to the real world and just more stories. And the stories are what is really important, because when you hear a story, you can actually put yourself in their shoes. So it's definitely worth a watch, like you said, Paul, and everyone. You should definitely tune in. If you can't watch it, plug in your headphones while you're at work or something and listen to it. But just taking that information in is very important.
Yeah, and I mean, it's no secret I'm probably the oldest guy in the room, and came up in that old school philosophy and saw a lot of that kind of stuff going down, just the same as I did when it was with the women. And this is a brotherhood, a sisterhood, and it should be kept that way. I don't care who you are. I've had partners who were of color. I've had opponents who were of color, and you know what? It didn't matter. At the end of the day, you got in here, you compete, you do your job, and it doesn't matter who you are. If you're one of the best, you stay the best, and it doesn't matter. And Fight Underground we want to enlighten people on that, and we want to show people that this is going to be an organization that's going to be unlike any other, especially when it comes to things like that. It's a zero tolerance policy. So I want to thank personally all the folks who were on that panel for sharing those stories. I'm sure, much like the women, sometimes that stuff's hard to talk about, especially on a public forum like we have here at Fight Underground with Inside Out. But I want to take my hat off to each and every one of them for having the courage to definitely tell those stories. To lighten the mood, though, just a little bit, Justin, John Roden said he's ready to fight you.
He's not even here. What do you stop it? Stop making up stories.
It's in the chat. I mean, I just happened to glance down. He said he's ready.
John Roden's in the chat. Notice how he's in the chat and not where it matters. He can stay in the chat all he wants. He belongs in the chat. He never should have crossed the barrier into the professional wrestling world. He's okay at best. Let's be honest.
That's not what you were saying earlier.
What are you talking about? No.
Oh, that
I mean,
I like.
Can we
I
get
would like
the
to see
next
that match.
Inside Out?
No.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
No.
Maybe we can have him on.
Next
I think
week.
So, you know, I'm
Next
going
week.
to talk to Brandon. Maybe we can get him on Inside Out with me because I know Justin, you like to hang out on that show too. So you guys could talk it. Out.
I'm gonna be busy Sunday. I might be busy Sunday.
We won't tell you when.
Okay.
Maybe he'll just be a surprise guest. You know, kind of like the surprise video.
Yeah, all for it. Get them face to face. Let's see it.
Wait! I just put it together. It's John Roden. Ooh, he's the one. I bet he's the one doing the videos. Oh, mind blown.
Justin, I thought I heard one of your windows open.
Can you
No,
check your closet?
no.
Where's your Thor hammer, buddy?
It's in the other room. Oh, I should go get it.
I knew that would get him off the air for a little bit.
Thank you, Paul.
We got 30 seconds.
At least we're gonna have at least 30 seconds apiece without Justin as he searches for his Thor hammer. So, being as we've said, talked about Vance Strader in our Headlock On segment, that kind of segues us into the week that's coming up because I am putting Vance Strader into his match. It's time for Vance Strader to put up or shut up, and he will be facing.
What? Okay. All right.
You okay, Justin?
Yeah, it's heavy.
You all right now?
Justin, who are you kidding? You're not worthy.
He's not worthy.
It's about feeling safe, Dash.
Okay. You good now?
Mm-hmm.
Everything
Let's
good?
go.
Okay.
Proceed.
All right. As I was saying, Vance Strader is going to get his opportunity to prove whether or not he's worthy enough to proceed and fight Underground, as this week's match coming up is going to have Vance Strader in it, and his opponent is going to be Brohemoth.
Well, see you later.
I think I got a test. You think I got
Hi,
the right
man.
test for him? All right, Bubba, go ahead, man. You think it's a good test or not?
Well, Brohemoth, yeah, you're trimming the fat real quick, Paul. It's Brohemoth all the way. Sorry.
All right, Stacey Hunter, did I hit that one out of the park or what?
Oh, wow. If by some miracle he manages to get past Behemoth, he definitely deserves a spot here. But no.
Here's the thing, though. Vance Strader doesn't necessarily need to win. I mean, he obviously isn't. I mean, Brohemoth is wow, but I mean, he just needs to show that he deserves to be in Fight Underground, that he deserves to be in a wrestling ring, that he deserves to be in the wrestling business. That's what we want to see out of him. I don't think anyone on the council is picking him in a fight against Brohemoth. I mean, I've been in the ring with the guy all last year, and talk about someone who just manhandled me and threw me around like I was a cruiserweight. But you know, I want to see that fight out of Vance Strader. I want to see him show that he belongs. So I'm not necessarily looking for a win. I'm looking for him to prove himself.
And I'm going to tell you what, Dash, that's exactly why I picked this particular matchup. Because in this situation, I'm going to kind of set aside the wins and loss thing. I just want to see what this kid has. You know, hey, if he can pull out a win against Brohemoth, he's definitely at the top, in the top of the pile. What I want to see is how is he going to right the wrong? How is he going to shine and show us that he does belong here? So that's kind of why I went with what I went with.
So if he can't handle it and look, let's say halfway decent against Brohemoth, I know he's not going to get the victory because I don't see that. He don't have a chance in hell in my mind of doing that. But if he doesn't put on a good showing, Paul, he's going to be gone, hitting the road, right?
That's kind of where I'm going with that. Like I said,
Okay.
I'm going to set aside the wins and losses thing for one time only, because, he didn't have an opportunity to show what he had when he tried to do what he did, and if that was his audition for Fight Underground, then yeah, you get that's the act. So I want to see. And let's face it, the opponent that he had couldn't bring out the best in him. I'm just gonna say that straight out.
The opponent he had didn't deserve to be in the wrestling business, quite honestly.
I won't disagree with you on that. So this is why I want to see what he can do, and we're going to see what he can do against one of our top contenders, Justin Idol. What do you think, man?
I think he must owe you money or something. That's what I think. I mean, jeez. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what to think. Is this going to be just a straight up match, or is this going to be like a fight? Is it going to be like we should have an ambulance on site, probably. Oh man, I don't even know. I don't even know what to think. I think it's dangerous. I definitely think it's dangerous, and then maybe not the best idea, but someone could really get hurt.
Yeah, well, the kid stormed in on me. He popped in, and when I was trying to take care of some business, and he demanded the matchup. So
but Paul,
I'm the fight director, man.
Paul, you have set a precedent though doing this, because anybody else now doing this in Fight Underground could face some oppositions that they have no control over. So I think this is a good thing. I think you set a precedent.
No, I think it's a dangerous precedent. I mean, it seemed like for a while, as we were building up the roster, we were getting people that were just trying to call out the Fight Council members to try to get a spot on the roster, and that's not how you go about doing things here. So I think it's a pretty dangerous precedent that we're gonna go back to having people that have no business being here trying to get in by calling people out. I don't like.
Well, trim the fat.
Well, let's put it this way, Dash. This is a statement by me. Okay, if you're going to barge in on me, if you're going to barge in on a Fight Council member, it's one thing to cut a cute promo and send it in, put it up on your social media. But when you're going to try to come in and you're going to try to get into my face and tell me you belong in Fight Underground, then I am going to set it up to see if you really do belong in Fight Underground. So that's what's going down.
Here's the thing. Him coming to you actually showed he has balls. Putting a video out on social media don't show shit except you know how to use a camera. True. So, yeah, I can see why you would give him a shot, because he stepped up to the plate and said, hey, give me the chance. I think the first match that he had, I think the problem is he fell into what a lot of us fell into as young and dumb in the business. He listened to a bunch of bullshit from someone he shouldn't have been listening to, thought that's the only place he could go and have a match. So let's see what he can do with a second chance.
All right, and that's what it is. Like I said, it showed a lot of balls to come in and do that. But know this: if you are going to do that, you're not going to get a Justin Idol. You're going to get a Brohemoth if you're going to try to challenge us on that way.
Or lost prevention.
Well, yeah. I mean, hey, you saw it happen a couple of weeks ago with Tad Jarvis, and that was right on the spot.
When you do that, you're going to have to go against the monsters of Fight Underground. That's how. I'm all in for it. You're going to run your mouth. You're going to have to pay the price.
You're not going to tiptoe in. I'm going to tell you that right now, and I fully believe that all of my council members would back me up on that exact precedence there. I mean, is it dangerous, Dash? Maybe it is, because maybe I'm going to have a lot of people trying to beat my door down that way. But know this, like I said, if I do give you that shot, if the Fight Council gives you that shot, it's not going to be an easy one. You're going to face one of the biggest and one of the toughest that we have, and that is why Vance Strader is going up against Brohemoth next week. So, and that's going to go down exactly the way everything else has gone down in Fight Underground. I gave him the full treatment, the full Fight Underground treatment. So we're going to see what he has as far as his pre-fight press conference. Can he handle the heat? Can he handle the questions from Jim LaMotta? We're going to see what he has in the ring against one of our toughest, Brohemoth. We are going to see what he has in the post-fight press conference. Can he take the heat from the Fight Council members, win, lose, or draw? So he's going to know this entire week. Vance Strader will be under a microscope. So we're going to see what goes down. I mean, that's all I can say about that. This is the kid's opportunity to shine, and he's either going to make it or break it. So
Well, I sincerely hope that Vance Strader is watching this and listening to the words that each member of the Fight Council has had for him. I mean, this is something that he needs to take seriously. He's going to be in there fighting for his life, quite literally. If he doesn't show, if he doesn't impress, then that's it. He's gonna go back to whatever garbage that was.
Yeah, well, and Sniper, he's in our chat tonight. He couldn't be on with us this week, but yeah, he's just saying he's reiterating those thoughts. Sniper's saying it's time to put up or shut up. And I'm also going to throw a little shout out here. John Roden, he's kind of active tonight. He says it's an honor to be in Fight Underground. So I want each and every person out there who has any desire to be in Fight Underground to understand this. And as I've stated before in the past, I get emails and texts and phone calls constantly from talent from all over the country, as I'm sure some of you guys do, with the contacts that each and every one of our Fight Council members have made over the years. Everybody wants to be in Fight Underground. So
because Paul, the workers, because of all these shows and the ratings that we're getting, every worker wants to be a part of this. So that's why they're knocking on your door, Paul.
No one messages me.
Well, that's because they're smart. They message Paul.
They might be knocking on your door.
And your windows.
Maybe hiding in the basement.
I don't know if it's to get in a Fight Underground. It might just be to get at you.
That's not funny.
Hey, I'm just calling it like I see it, Justin.
Nope.
Do you have an attic, Justin?
No. Addicts are for losers. I am not a loser.
Yeah, I know. You're 1-0.
For now.
Remember,
Bam.
Justin, they always hide under the bed.
Joke's on you. My bed's on the ground. Because I can't afford a bed frame.
Did she get that in a divorce too?
Yeah. She took everything from me, Paul. It's not funny.
Set that flag.
And that silly looking wall behind you.
America.
She left you with some poster board.
Yeah. And some spray
Stop
paint.
judging me, Stacy.
And the plastic Thor hammer she didn't take either.
What would you? If you were her?
No.
So we didn't talk about this. We talk about everything that's on the line for Vance Strader. What's on the line for Brohemoth? Let's just say, what if? What if Vance Strader pulls off the upset? What does that mean for Brohemoth? He's here in the chat. He's talking a big talk. He's got everything to lose, in my opinion.
Sure,
Well,
exactly.
That just proves that Brohemoth was all bark, no bite.
I mean, he's.
Be the biggest upset in Fight Underground history.
Yeah, I mean, we all thought, we've all stated from the beginning, he's going to be one of our top 5, top 3 possibly fighters in Fight Underground. So, kind of inadvertently, I've put Bro on the spot. He's going to have to show up and not take this kid lightly. I mean, because he's got a lot to lose too. So I think that. I personally think that Brohemoth is going to have this in hand, at least as far as a victory goes.
If you didn't, you wouldn't have done it, Paul.
No. And I think that this is going to show everybody exactly what Brohemoth is all about, because this is this kid's his for the taking. All he's got to do is come at him, and there he is again. He's Bro just jumped in. He's coming for his rightful spot. So he's planning on making Vance Strader the first layer of the mountain of dead bodies, according to him. So right now I can tell you this: Brohemoth is coming for you, Vance Strader. So I hope you're prepared. Yeah, you got to be prepared. And Bro, you're out there, you're listening. I know you're listening right now. Listen to me hard, kid. Don't take this lightly. Okay, this is just as much a challenge for you as it is for him. So I mean, do you agree with me, Bubba?
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
He's got to come in and he's got to prove his point and do it quickly and just end all naysayers. And if Brohemoth is the man, he will show it next week.
Okay, Stace, what do you think? What does Bro have on the line here?
Well, he can't get too cocky because, I mean, I think we all know that every once in a while, these younger guys can somehow sneak up and get one over on the older, bigger, guys. So I don't
Not
think
me.
Bro should take this very. Be quiet, Justin. Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Bro
Can't
should
say my
not take
nature.
this lightly at all. Oh, Christ, I can't with him anymore. Dash, go, please.
I'm not doing
I'll say it
anything.
again. I know exactly what Brohemoth has to bring to the table. I know exactly how hard he hits, how heavy he lifts, how hard he throws back down. Van Strader is in for the fight of his life, but I mean, again, bro, you've got everything to lose. Take this more seriously than any other fight you've had in your life.
All right, Justin, you were in a similar situation last week. I mean, the young upstart looking to take down the vet. I mean, what do you think? What do you think Bro's got to do? What do you think Bro's got on the line this week? I mean, like I said, you were in a similar situation.
For as much trash, see here's the difference. When I talk the proverbial smack that I do, it is it's more like, well, I'm able to back it up. Bro has just been talking smack, so much smack and so much shit, and it's bad news. It's bad because if he doesn't back it up to a guy like Vance, a guy that has a not so good following that you've all mentioned, I mean, to lose if I lost to Mercer, that would just be wow. That'd be a fluke. If he loses to Vance, that's embarrassing. So I don't know. He's got a lot on the line. I just hope Bro can back it up.
Yeah, I mean, I got to agree with Dash. I mean, Dash has been in the ring with Brohemoth. I actually refereed a match between him and Beastman, and I want to tell you what, you talk about laying the lumber. Those two guys just beat the living hell out of each other. My back was sore just watching them work that night, and it was crazy the way that match went down. So do I think Brohemoth got what it takes? I most certainly do. Do I think he should take Van Strader lightly? I don't think anybody should ever take anybody lightly, especially in Fight Underground, because this is the top talent. This is where everything is. If Van Strader wants to be the top talent, he's going to get a chance to prove it. Bro has been talking for weeks on end about how he should be the number one guy. This is going to be a chance for him to show us that. Fight Underground is not all about talking. It's all about fighting. So, these guys want to throw down in the chats. They want to cut their promos. You're going to have to show it in the ring. That's where it's going to get done. It's going to get done in the ring and only in the ring. So this is going to be an interesting match, to say the least, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to take the time now to wrap up for this week.
No, wait. Can I interrupt real quick? Before we cut off, I wanted to throw my hat in the ring for some mentorship. Boomer has got Zeke, and there's a couple other of us council members that have a few proteges, but I want to throw my hat in the ring finally. It's been months. I finally want to do it. And I have come up with a group that I think would do so well with my mentorship. Number one, the Rev Ron Hunt.
No.
Just think of what I can bring to the table. Just think what I can offer him. It would be,
you can't offer him anything, Justin.
Oh, gosh. Shut up, Baba!
Oh, my God.
Second.
I think he wants to mentor the Rev only to spite Bubba.
That or he's afraid of the Rev, and that's why.
I'm not done talking. Second.
I don't care.
I would think I should be the mentor to the greatest tag team on the East Coast, Warhorse. Just think of what they could do under my tutelage.
They're already doing it.
What do you mean they're already doing it?
They're
They could do
Yeah, what do they need you for?
They could do more. I am not just an incredible singles wrestler. I am one of the best tag team specialists this area has ever seen.
I'm going to knock on his door.
Hold on.
Whoa.
Let's talk about these Justin Idol tag teams. I mean,
Jesus.
I'll take your DJ Miracle and raise you a paradise.
Hey, I gotta go.
Good. Somebody muted him. Awesome.
I think we got. I think Justin. We lost Justin's audio.
Thank
Not
God.
that that's a bad thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Tag team.
The
What
Party
tag who
Boys.
does
That's
he
all I'm
ever
going to
beat?
say. The Party Boys.
The Party. Who in the world has he ever beat as a tag team?
Oh, the sword, knock it off! Jeez, come on! You don't ever say those words again, Dash. Never. Third, the lovely and devious Charlie Cruel. Just think of what her and I could do together.
Yeah, I can see
Her and I together. Woo! Amazing. We can make magic. We can make miracles.
I can see her cutting your throat the first time you give her bad advice.
That'd be great.
No support. I get no support from you.
Hey,
Ooh.
I love Charlie. She's great, man, but she's psycho.
Ford, I'm terrible and I never shut my mouth.
The Rev, Warhouse, and Charlie Cruel.
Five, my wall sucks.
Ooh.
I could keep going on and on.
I don't
Six,
like
I barely beat Zeke Mercer.
How dare you? Goodbye.
Sorry, Paul.
Oh, that's hey, you got him. You got him to leave. You got him to leave. So, and on that note,
Temper tantrums.
I know, Jesus,
He drinks
He's like
too much
a toddler.
caffeine.
he's like a toddler. All right,
Maybe
well-
put him in there with Vance Strader.
we are going to take this opportunity now to wrap this up for this week. Justin has had his temper tantrum, and all I can say is tune in this week to Fight Underground to watch the match between Brohemoth and Vance Strader. It will be on all our social media platforms. And then we will be back on next Thursday night to talk about the week that was with that match and discuss all things Fight Underground. Once again, I want to thank my Fight Council members for joining me this week. All the insights, all the experience that is on this Fight Council, I got to say, week in and week out, these are some great discussions that I have with you guys. It's an honor to lead this council with such great wrestling minds, all of us under the umbrella of Quid Magnum. So for this week, we are out, and we will talk to you this week. Thanks for stopping by.